I'm going to share with you a few embodied yoga principles, postures. So I'm going to use these for myself to kind of wake up for the day. It's early right now. I think it's something like 6:30. So I've literally just woken up and come down to my little yoga cabin at the end of our garden. And I'm going to explore a few postures just to help me develop a few qualities for the day. I'm feeling a bit groggy and a bit tired this morning. So I know I might need a little bit of energizing, but I'm probably going to start with accepting how I am and kind of developing a quality of kind of openness and acceptance to that. And I'm going to listen into the body and see how it is and what I feel I need this morning, and I'll do some postures in response to that. So you might need to do something different, but see if this works for you. So I'm going to start with a posture called openness. So I'm going to bring one foot back and bring the hands out to the side, so you can see it's kind of sense of kind of expanse and openness across the chest, and the hands coming away, a little away from the body, just kind of out from where the pockets are, just kind of taking them out and to there, and trying to create a sense of openness in the palms of the hands, so expansion in the hands as well, without making it tight. So I'm trying to soften into it. So in embodied yoga, we start with this awareness of the physicality of the body. We put the body into a particular posture, and then we explore a quality within it. So I'm being open and aware of how my body is. So things I'm noticing now. So I'm noticing a little bit of an old shoulder injury, which is a little bit tight. So I'm like, okay, need to accept that, that's there. And then is there anything I can do to perhaps allow a kind of quality of softening around that? And that'll probably help me open a little bit more, so I'm not concentrating on that. And I'm going to try and soften the hands. And I'm noticing now my breathing's a little bit fast, a little bit kind of tight around here. Who knows, maybe I had some crazy dreams last night, I don't know. But so I'm going to just bring a quality of softening into there by sighing, bringing awareness into this area and then sighing a few times. So just I can feel my breathing sort of settle down. I change legs with that back leg's feeling a little bit uncomfortable now. So now I'm going to do the real work in the openness. So I'm going to think about what would be helpful for me to open to today. I've got a fairly normal day for me. I've got to help my child and partner get ready for the day and head off to school and work. And then I've got some work with web design clients. So I'm going to think about, well, who do I need to be open to today? So I'm going to imagine my daughter coming down. In fact, she might even call me to say, Daddy, come inside. So allowing a quality of openness to that. And immediately I know it's a little bit of hardening here because part of me wants some personal time to me. So I'm like, okay, just open to that. That might happen. And in response to that, I notice that a little bit more kind of emotional warmth kind of starts to arise in me. I can feel a softening here again, and a little bit of a smile comes to mind. Thinking about the things I need to do, then kind of, okay, yeah. Acknowledging all of that, so kind of mentally and physically preparing for that. Imagining the people I'm going to see, imagining how they may be, again, open towards them. And actually I'm going to move into another posture. I'm going to move into a posture we call giving, which, as the name suggests, it's about giving. So I'm coming forwards onto a front foot. You probably can't see my legs fully, but I'm leaning forwards onto my front leg, something like 60% forwards. I'm going to take the hands out, roughly level with the heart, somewhere between 30 to 45 degrees outwards. And again, I think about giving to those particular clients I'm going to see today. And again, you can probably see a little smile comes to my face. You know, I'm really enjoying my web design work with clients, particularly meeting face to face. So I feel quite happy to see this person. It's been a long time since I've seen them. I feel quite interested in them. This brings quality of loving kindness as well. If you're familiar with the Buddhist meditation practice, creation of loving kindness, it's kind of that in action. A slight hardening here when I think about the techie stuff I need to do, and then okay, soften, that's the way it is. I'm noticing rain outside, so that, again, a little bit of hardening comes in. It's like, okay. Okay, and again, I'm going to swap over. Now, the posture might be a little bit held more tightly than if I wasn't videoing myself. You know, it's easy to become a bit self-conscious when doing things of this nature. Right, gonna give again. So again, thinking of others. So sometimes it's quite nice to start with your hands on your heart so you connect with yourself in that area, and then the intention of giving outwards. Could be thinking, may they be well, may they be happy, or may I do good work for them. You can use your imagination if you wish. You actually imagine that kind of light or vitality or something is coming out towards them. Sometimes it's quite nice to bring a little bit of a movement into it. Really seeing them, imagining them. Good, and then probably once I've finished work with them, I'll probably need a little bit of kind of settling and kind of grounding again. So I'm going to do, to let all that computer work settle down a bit, I'm going to come into a posture around kind of centering yourself and being closer to the ground, more calm and contained. You know, a lot of computer work, it's quite easy to get up in your head and a little bit focused visually on the front of your body, etc. So I'm going to settle down here. So I'm bending the knees a little bit, opening them outwards a little bit. I'm going to bring the hands down towards the ground. So it's like I'm bringing my attention down to connect with the ground beneath me. So I'm bringing my awareness down to the soles of my feet and actual physical contact with the feet, with the floor. Thinking about the tailbone, the lower back sinking down, but the back of the neck and head still lifting, again broadening the shoulder, etc. But sinking, looking for that quality of kind of calm and centeredness. So making a long out breath, being conscious of a long out breath, but kind of letting go. I'm feeling a bit more kind of still and calm now. I'd quite happily stay there for a little while. Now I'm going to come out of that now. I'm going to bring my hands to the chest, just reconnect to myself with quality of care. So now I'm going to think, well, actually, what would be a nice kind of caring, kind thing to do for myself for the rest of the day? So I'm going to think of actually a little bit of time for myself now. Softening, breathing. And then actually what I feel like next is I feel like I'm going to expand outwards and upwards. It's a posture called taking up space or being seen. So I'm really going to fill out and expand away from the central line of my body here. And in some ways this posture is a little bit of a gathering of all of those postures. There's openness, as you can see, that it's bigger, it's more expansive than the small one down here. Yep. And then sense of openness all along here. And need to feel quite grounded to kind of hold this. Need to feel quite open, and it's good to feel quite connected to the earth. And also going to think of kind of radiating vitality and energy, whatever words you want to use. Again, expanding, creating an internal atmosphere of openness and expansion, kind of joy as well. So sense of being happy in my body, in my life, accepting whatever's present. And then bringing it back to the heart. And actually going to go into a final one, like a full self-care posture. So it's pretty much a self-embrace, really. Sometimes we do a slight turn to one side. It's almost like you're kind of holding a precious baby in your arms, like with love, that kind of love of a parent holding their child. But you're holding yourself with that quality of care and kindness. That might be enough on that side, or you might want to do the other side, and for me that feels really different, feels really weird, so I don't quite connect with the quality in the same way. It takes a little while to settle into it. Almost feels like I'm holding somebody else's arms. And that just shows up a kind of normal habit. We've often got habits of doing things one side or another. So if I turn back this way, it's like, oh, that feels really easy. So that tells me I probably turn my head to that side more. And I notice I've got a bit of a habit of kind of, when I'm kind of listening to somebody, I kind of turn to one side and like that. So noticing that, accepting that. And then lowering the hands down. So I feel quite different to however long this video is, probably about 10 minutes I'm guessing. Feel quite different to how when I first started. Okay, there's still a little bit of tiredness there around the eyes or whatever. It's natural, I was in bed. But I feel kind of a bit vitalised. I feel like I've created some qualities. I feel like I'm more ready to see my daughter and my partner come downstairs. I'm quite ready to see the client. Of course, life might throw some curveballs. Who else knows what's going to happen today? But I've created some qualities that might help me respond to whatever does happen today. And I feel quite content, quite happy right now. So, nice little start to the day. Try one for yourself. It might be completely different. You can start with those postures and then play around, see what your body feels like it needs to do. So hope that's beneficial, and maybe see you sometime soon.